Woo! Welcome everyone. So exciting. The energy is heightened up today. We're gonna just dance a little bit to the song here. Let's just go. Yeah, thank you for joining us. I am AuroRa. Dance with us. Come on. 30 seconds, dance. Yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us. I am AuroRa. I am the founder to A.U.R.A. Hypnosis, Healing Entity Removal, Past Life Regression. I am honored every day to be here in this most gigantic time and space with you all, the collective, sharing all that we share. I am on TikTok, YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, everywhere you can think of. I am there. So thank you for joining us. Today, you saw the Roundtable, the name, wow. So awakened and healing Tartaria and Mother Earth, period. So all these beautiful souls we put together today to share with you in the ways that they heal Mother Earth. And it could be something, they're all equally, whether it's something that we're doing more intensely and more derived to do so, or it could be something more gentle in our everyday life. But so important that we are here, and most importantly, because we are in a time and space that we know all sorts of natural disasters, supposedly, but we know they're not natural, that are occurring, that we talk about in our Antarctica Tartaria series. Check that out if you haven't. Then also, specifically what they're trying to do with the war, right, in Israel. So it's really important that we join up together and that we start accumulating together in this ability of being the fact that we are light warriors of love, whether that is just embodying love every day or going out there and directly going to lands and spaces and helping those spaces shift so that we could bridge in and anchor in more of the organic blueprint. Because the more we do this collectively, the more we get closer and closer to the collective ascension. So amazing. Yeah, go to my website, find out more information about risingphoenixaurora.com is my website. I have a super mega sale going on right now. Why? Because we need more of you here assisting. So 23% off, which is huge and really unheard of. So go check that out. It's just till November 1st. Go to Patreon. All these beautiful practitioners here, some of them are A.U.R.A practitioners, past life regression, entity removal, or raw Reiki as well, certified, but they're also done the Isis Priestess course and the Quantum Galactic Akashic reading, which are gigantic and infinite in the ways. And go to my website to find more information about that. But I teach that live starting November 1st is open enrollment for that. So they are here representing Isis Priestess course and Quantum Galactic Akashic reading as well, because come over and come embody your being, your third eye, remote view, sense, channel in all ways that you are individually created. So November 1st, come check us out, Patreon. And to support all that I do for $4 a month, go to Patreon as well. Go to my retreats, workshops, Angels, Nashville, still one more spot. Amazing. All right, let's get started and go take advantage of that sale. But yes, oh yes, and then book 2 is out. Woo! Wow, incredible. Let's go into the multiverse, y'all. Did anybody, any of you guys start reading it yet, the book 2?
I just ordered mine today.
Ah, beautiful. Who do you think's the farthest in? Who's the farthest in, you think?
I've gone into chapter 2.
Well, okay.
Yes.
Anyone else?
It's amazing.
Anyone else? We good? All right. I know it just came out. So amazing. So you're already on chapter 2, Latoya. Beautiful. So those of you who haven't purchased it, go purchase it, because this is what this video is about, a lot about going into the earth and healing Mother Earth and removing the parasites, and how to go to these sacred spaces that we go to, but again, within home or outside of home as well. So yay. All right. We want to say strongly before we begin and introduce these beautiful healers of Earth that we don't consent to your trolls and hates, keep it to yourself. It will be yours to transmute, so don't even bother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can find all these beautiful practitioners under aurapractitioners.com. And then if you have any questions for us, you can write them in comments. We have Gina supervising the comments now. So write the questions there, and then we'll get to all your questions as best as possible. Beautiful. So here we go. Amazing. Incredible. Okay, so let's see. Where do we begin? Latoya, open it up for us, girl. So tell us where you guys are from and, all of that, and give us a little intro on the ways that you are a healer on Earth.
Greetings, everyone. I am Latoya, and I am here in Texas, in Southeast Texas, and I am just in so much gratitude, Aurora. Thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this roundtable and to discuss with you all the ways in which we all are collectively aiding Mother Earth as well as Ascension. I am very honored to be here to share my heart with you all. The ways in which I have found that my life has really grown is when I began with the Isis Priestess course. I believe that every soul should join the Isis Priestess course. Yes, we do a lot of shadow work on our own prior to arriving at a vibration where we can connect with AuroRa and we find her divinely, and I've done all of the releases and, as well as, traveling about and grounding, and all of those are beautiful sacred practices. But my life really elevated and my healing elevated when I began with the Isis Priestess course. And so within there, I was able to really learn and reconnect with the healer that I am. So much of my life began to truly make sense. There was so much that I had always done, never really connecting with that it was because I was a healer, because I didn't, in my 3D life, I didn't work as a healer. So I wasn't identifying with it at first. However, Isis Priestess course has been marvelous, allowing me to reconnect with me. And what's so beautiful about it is it's not religion. It's not AuroRa telling you who you are. It is, she's holding sacred space for you to discover yourself and remember all those parts of you. And I'm just so thrilled and excited because I really, life just started to truly make sense after, being a part of Isis Priestess course. And then moving on to Quantum Galactic Akashic, although I had started to work on, really my channeling and working for me to be, embodied as far as who I am in my higher self form. Quantum Galactic Akashic really brought it all home for me. I mean, that's really where you learn to travel not only your Akashic records, but you travel the Akashic records of those who come to you for aid, and you discover who you are. And I mean, whoa, has it been a ride and an adventure ever since. And so now, in offering these services to others, I then went on the journey to become A.U.R.A practitioner, as well as Ra practitioner, and to hold sacred space for others to be able to rediscover who they are and to, reconnect with the essence of their soul. There's just no greater work that any of us can do. Not only is it a blessing for us to hold that space for that individual, but the work that they do on themselves that ripples out to their families, to their communities, and then to the greater collective, to Mother Earth. That is how we all are going to actively participate in bringing forth ascension and eradicating the artificial that is within. And so I will just end at this moment with saying, when Divine Mother shared with me, Latoya, as you heal, I heal. And as I heal, you heal. So I'd like you all to remember that as you, no matter which way you go about your healing, if you come and join us as a practitioner, or if you choose to engage one of us to hold space for you to heal yourself, know that in whatever form it may be, what you do matters. It matters not just to yourself, but it matters to the collective and to Mother Earth.
Beautiful, Latoya. You are just gorgeous in the ways that you describe everything. Just absolutely gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you. Ah, how about Kim? Kim, tell us who you are.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kim. I live in Michigan. And I am just actually today returning off of a trip that I've taken for the last 2.5 weeks. Part of my journey this year has been to go to where my heart is calling me. And it started out earlier, I would say in March, April, somewhere in there. I took a trip to Ireland because I felt that I needed to just put my feet on the soil. I had strong memories of being in Ireland, and it really recalled a lot of who I was. It was very empowering to be there. That kind of led along the way to later points in time this year. I went on the reunion at Eureka Springs, and on the way down there, I felt called to go to these Indian burial mounds that are in Illinois. And one of the things that I have discovered about myself is that I build light pillars. And we know that trees are pillars of light. We know this. And I connect strongly to trees, as many of us do. But one of the things I felt guided to do was to actually build pillars of light, where in my imagination, as we know that our imagination is very real and connects us to our missions. I connect things to the etheric DNA. The etheric crystalline grid. And I build this pillar of light, and it puts it right down deep into Mother Earth, and it anchors this light. And so I felt called on these places to put these pillars of light. In a lot of those spaces, there's a lot of nefarious things that have done through space and time. And so it serves as an undoing, so to speak, and brings things into neutrality and holding for ascension. That's what has been happening. And this past 2.5 weeks, I felt called, now this, mind you, I'm like a regular schmo here. And I don't really, sometimes I get a thought in my mind to a place. And this happened in the summer. The place was Four Corners. And I was like, Four Corners where? So Four Corners in the United States is Colorado, where they meet. Colorado, Arizona, Utah, and New Mexico. And we know that we're in the fourth cycle. 4 is a sacred number. It's a foundational number. And I knew that I was supposed to build a master pillar of light at these Four Corners. And I wasn't sure exactly when I was going to be doing it, but as time went on through the summer, I recognized that I would be doing this in October. And lo and behold, it was significant because the eclipse just happened on the 14th. And as I'm in my travels, I am going to these other sacred spaces. Listen, I don't have a plan of what I'm doing. I have a general idea that I'm going out west. And as I'm traveling a highway, something sparks my interest. I feel into my heart and I'm like, I'm supposed to go there. That's literally how it sometimes works. And in this space, I had just built some of these pillars along the way. And then when the eclipse happened, it activated these pillars and it connects us all. So this is a little bit about what I'm doing. It's been a joy to discover these little bits and pieces of the puzzle about what it is that I'm to be doing. And I just had a Akashic reading actually with A.U.R.A yesterday, who confirmed so many things. And it was a beautiful experience. And I thank her so much.
Thank you. Wow, Kim, the work that you do is just absolutely incredible. I know we recently talked, and I just feel so blessed every day to be here. And, beginning with Latoya's love and her understanding to the ways that, she embodies such an infinite love within her, and the way that you, Kim, as well, you embody such a strong light, source of light inside of you that is, building these pillars of light. And I personally love what Kim mentioned, and the ways that she's doing this is because, especially with the four, like the number four and these pillars, and how they protect the space and anywhere you go, and they create force fields. And how then these four pillars will bring in the organic blueprint of the space that you're anchoring in. So I think we all could be building pillars of light like this, also within safety, like placing invisibility cloak, as we always teach through all our teachings, to place cloaks so that they won't see you doing when you're doing what you're doing, to bring in that code and that infinite source of light that's coming in through those pillars. So it's very gigantic in the ways that these pillars can really go infinitely, and we could probably talk about this for a while. But thank you for the work that you're doing with Mother Earth, and everything you're doing. You're just loved and appreciated. And thank you for all the viewers who are here as well. You are appreciated and loved for being a matching vibration to this understanding and everything that we'll be speaking about today. So I hope that through all these beautiful healers that you hear, that they'll activate and ignite within you different ideas and the ways that you can go and heal Mother Earth and Tartaria, specifically with the war that is happening right now. And we have to find ways that we can transmute, counter these infringements that they're trying to create a war, and we don't consent to that. And the way that we do that is we're not going to go over there and hold the gun and start shooting like they want people to do, in the military. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to fight with our swords of light and our shields up, and we're going to hold our love in our hearts and expand it and grow it. And a lot of, like what also Kim just said, spreading that light. And just absolutely incredible. And thank you, Latoya, again, for sharing your beautiful journey and the way that you got yourself here. And yes, and the Isis Priestess course is incredible. It's so important. Specifically what Latoya said is that I'm not doing this for you. We're giving you the sacred teachings, and you're doing this for yourself. So if you've been thinking about it, join us already. We need to grow, you all. The light on earth needs to grow to bring in that collective ascension. So thank you both. All right, so we have beautiful Candace. Look at how gorgeous you look. Tell us.
Thank you, and thank you all. I'm so honored, truly honored, and to be here in this beautiful space right now. So thank you. I'm Candace, and I have taken every single course that A.U.R.A offers. I'm certified in Isis Priestess, A.U.R.A, Hypnosis, Raw Reiki, all of it. And just like Toya and beautiful Kim had said previously, how it really has it just opens your heart and your awareness to what is already yours. So these teachings that A.U.R.A has offered, she's offering, are just sacred teachings that are all of ours already. We just don't remember. And it's just so beautiful that she's helping us to remember who we are, remember these beautiful sacred teachings and sacred alchemy that helps us every single day. I know it does for me. Every single moment that I have these sacred alchemy, my shields and all the teachings and everything that I have learned with love. It's all embodied in this beautiful bubble of love. And you feel that, and you remember that love is your shield. Like, you are love. I am love. We are in love together. And I feel like a part of my huge mission here, or how I do my everyday, is just embodying that love and remembering who I am and that love within me, and that will just ripple out. I'm just so honored to be here. I have so much to share. I'm going to allow another beautiful soul at this time. Thank you again so much, and thank you.
Thank you, Candace. And then we also have the full moon, right? Coming up. Is that today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Wow. And it's a lunar eclipse, isn't she?
Yeah.
She is. And that back to back again that we saw, right? In April, March and April. Incredible. So expect some grand shifting within Earth. And every eclipse that happens, you all, the way that they showed me, it's just like we shift. It's like we literally, like the collective shifts into a whole different timeline. Oh, like that Mandela effect that we talked about in a recent video. So make sure you're really honoring yourself and holding that space during this time, and just really having some beautiful sacred time within yourself. And during this solar eclipse, that is going to be most powerful. We need more and more. And the way that it showed me is the more eclipses, that brings us closer to the most positive timeline for 2024. So let's keep doing that, you all. Okay, Philip, you want to say hi, our beautiful divine masculine who is here? Just so incredible to have him here. Such a beautiful, pure heart. And I'm so thankful he started showing up first on Patreon with our live Q&A, guided meditations. You started seeing the shift in him every time he would talk, and the questions that he would have, or his own epiphanies that he would share. And then, yeah, he recently joined. He also did the Isis priestess course, and then you did the workshop recently that just passed. So incredible to have you here. We need more divine masculine. I know you guys are listening to me, because you supposedly outnumber the female who are listening to me, so 60-40. So let's get you guys over here. Come on. So yes, Philip, represent.
Yeah, so thanks, Aurora. So I'm over the pond in the UK. I came across Aurora through Laura Eisenhower back in October, probably last year, about a year ago. Really, I watched all her videos and really connected. And then I heard that she was doing like courses, like the priest course, and not knowing anything about it, my heart just said go. I've got to say, I had absolutely no idea. So just to give you a sort of history, to me, I'd been like a pastor for 20 years in, I guess in America, I don't know, does conservative evangelical make sense? Does that translate? Yeah, great. So you know, I'd been 20 years serving, and I'd seen lots of healings. It's been great. 2017, I felt something new for you. So for the last 6 years, I've been going on a massive journey. And I think let's start with, so yeah, fortunately, I've seen lots of sort of amazing physical healings, like inoperable backs healed. I've seen a boy it was a guy who had a baseball cap on and a lump shrank on his head. That was in a sports bar. And that was really beautiful. And it's like the teachings that Aurora talks about Yeshua. She talks very strongly about Yeshua's very, very close to, you know, everything that we kind of do here. So I joined the ISIS. Well, I was on a Q&A initially, and I just asked the question, what's it going to take to make a difference? Because becoming aware over the last year of everything that's going on, it was just what's my part? And I thought, well, it starts with me, because, you know, my heart is to see the world change. And it kind of starts with you, Phil. So I joined the priestess course, the priest course, just for the guys that are watching. And the thing that's really struck me is the openness and the awareness about seeing transformation happening for the kids. So I know we're on YouTube, and I'll probably keep, you know, some of what I'm going to share fairly discreet, but there are things going on in the wider sector of society about children being trafficked in various areas, and it just breaks my heart, man. It just breaks my heart. And my question was, what will it take for me to do to make a difference? So I've since joined these courses, and I'll probably keep it brief now, but some of the things that have happened since have been, I mean, maybe I share some, no, I'm not sure if I can share the stories here, but some of the things that have happened through the priestess course, or also through the A.U.R.A. I've trained as an A.U.R.A practitioner, and it's life-changing. It's amazing, genuinely. And knowing that those kids are in a better place makes it all worthwhile. And it's amazing, the understanding of the power of the imagination and how that can shift environments through our consciousness, through our imagination. And I'm just really grateful, A.U.R.A, for the tools. I know you're doing this because, you know, it's something you felt strongly you're to do and to share. And it was very precious. And you were concerned about sharing all this because you thought, what if this gets into the hands of someone that's kind of going to do something unhelpful? But actually, I'm grateful you have shared it. And I'm grateful also to know that many of those kids now are better off, and they're in places where they're safe and secure. And do you know what? That's what matters to me. And I'm super grateful. So thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip. Yeah, your love, the way that you speak about children is just really immense, and it just hits you, brings me to tears every time you speak of the love and compassion that you have truly in purity for children, and the ways that you are looking to assist and save children. We just like everyone here said, the imagination, the consciousness is really where all is happening through energy. So without the physical, without the illusion of the physical, it's all energy. So if we go into, say, past life regressions and we're saving children from mountains, from underground bases, that is actually happening. Timelines are shifting, just like the Mandela effect. And that child, perhaps that was trafficked, is no longer being trafficked, you all. It's just that the way it worked. So maybe right when someone was going to take them, maybe they were in a festival and someone was going to take them, all of a sudden the timeline shifts where the mother notices and doesn't let that child be taken. Do you understand? So it's incredible. And then that shifts, and how the ways that we're able to travel through time and space and go into those places. And those of us who carry such a strong love, like you all who are listening, you carry this. What better way to be out there actively, hands-on, being, shifting and changing the world and saving children. So Philip, thank you for sharing that. Is there anything else you want to add? You good? You're muted.
The funny thing is, this is honestly the truth. I didn't even realize it was Isis priestess. I just said, just go and do the course. And then I was training as an A.U.R.A practitioner. And the person I trained with, she actually, in this sort of hypnosis regression, she became Isis. And I was like, I've heard of Isis somewhere. I know Isis. What is Isis? And then I realized, I'm 5 months into the course, and I suddenly realized, oh, it's the Isis. Anyway, it was just funny. And I thought I'd share that. So there you go.
It's beautiful the way the divine, gives us those clues, right? And you just followed your intuition, and it's just incredible the way that you shifted, especially you're in the UK, and we have such strong light warriors over there in the UK. Make sure you guys go check them out. If you're in the UK now, which I believe, we have number 1 is the States, and I believe number 2 is the UK. And for some reason, Vietnam is stepping up there. There's a lot of people waking up in Vietnam. So yeah, incredible. And then there's Australia too. So thank you, everyone. Let's go. Let's keep going. Incredible. So thank you for holding the strong pillars of lights and source of light over there, you all. Thank you, Philip, and everyone over there in UK and everywhere you're at. I love you. Incredible. Thank you. So yes, and then Raven, go ahead, love, you can go. I think you're muted. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am so honored and so blessed to be here. I came from a medicine family, and I had a lot of tragedies happen. And I was on a medicine path. And then after the tragedies happened, I stepped off of my path. And I was very fortunate to find AuroRa and her Isis Priestess course, which helped me to remember who I was and who I am. And I am an aura practitioner. I'm also a raw Reiki practitioner, and I am working on my Akashic readings. I'm actually working with my channeling so that I can do better with my Akashic readings. But I have always been under the impression that I was taught by several different medicine people, and AuroRa is just another medicine person in my life. And I was always taught that once we heal ourselves, or once we heal others, we heal ourselves at the same time. And I have found that doing a lot of the aura sessions and the Reiki sessions, I found that I've had those people who have gotten healing, very deep healing out of these sessions. I have also gotten healing at the same time. But mostly I'm here as far as when we say, what are we here to do? What is our mission to do? It has always been part of my mission. I do take care of the Earth Mother and I respect the Earth Mother, but I have been told that I'm here for the animals. And I believe once we help the animals and help the animals heal, we are helping the Earth Mother herself. And again, I appreciate it. I'm so honored to be here and so grateful to be here. And thank you so much. And I'll leave it back to AuroRa.
Beautiful. Yes. Thank you, Raven. I know you were brought up really, you mentioned your grandmother, how much of a role she was, and spiritually awakened she was. And it's beautiful to have a soul here who went through that process at the beginning, because the majority of us didn't. We didn't know spirituality was out there, you know? And so it's beautiful that you had that generational assistance from grandmother and mother, hopefully, and you, and then it will continue. So just incredible. Thank you for joining us today. So I'm excited to hear more about you guys. And then we have beautiful Nu. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. Wow, just listening to all of you sharing just make my heart it's really expanding right now. So just taking deep breath. Yeah, so I recently got certified back in May. I went to the retreat, and it was interestingly, my initial intention was just going to Eureka Spring and get connected to the land. And I didn't know what I was like walking into. So I have listened to discussions between like AuroRa and Laura Eisenhower, but I didn't know anything about aura regression. So I just signed up for the retreat because I want to connect it to the lands. And it's since then, it's just like, the gate is just open. And it's only about, what is this, almost 6 months now, but I feel like my soul has evolved so much since then. And it doesn't feel like 6 months, it just feels like a long time ago because the soul has expanded so much. So in the past 6 months, I also feel called to develop a deeper connection with the earth and visiting different sites and help bring the original blueprint online. So before I joined today Roundtable, I actually did a meditation to see what comes forward. So I'd like to share because it's actually tied up with everything that everybody just talked about today. So during my meditation, I see it's like this energy flowing in the form of a phoenix, and she has this beautiful green, blue, and yellow. And when she comes in, her energy started to disperse like the Aurora Borealis. And it started to morph into a sphere, just the Earth that we are experiencing today. And within that sphere, I also see the original blueprint of the Divine Mother and the Father, which is this beautiful circular blue, dark blue, and orange energy within it. And there's so much energies moving on, most of them following a curve patterns. And as they become denser, you see it's sort of like more meridians started to form. Like when you look at an orange, so it's like it's forming layers and layers and layers. And then I also tap into the toroidal field of the Earth. And when I was in that space, I just feel like a deep expansions in my heart, even though I practice expanding the torus field every day. That was my first time that I feel such a deep connection between what I'm experiencing in my body and what the Earth is experiencing. So there is such a deep connection because we share the same original blueprint. So the more we are expanding our heart through different kinds of practices, the more we are allowed that energy to flow, so that she can become more, online again. Another thing that I've also saw in my vision was that as things started to stabilize, I see the Earth and there are pillars of light, like Kim shared. So there's pillar of light going up and down, back and forth, in and out, in all directions. So it's really amazing because I practice martial art, and there are basically Taoism principles that reflect the understanding of how the universe works. So within martial art, we are talking about the lower, the middle, and the upper dantians, how this energy is moving like a sphere. And the more we are able to open our heart and stretch in different direction, so it's just like the light that going in different direction. Everything has to be aligned, and the heart has to expand, because if you just do a movement with the intention of expressing power like brute force, that will not happen. The heart has to be open, so everything is aligned, and there's this like beautiful splitting force that happen. And to be in that state, we have to be healed and we have to be relaxed. So it cannot come from the space of control. So then going back, I'm saying this is because there's such a deep connections between our body and the Earth. So the more we are able to embody this harmonization, we are healing the Earth, herself. And there's so many different ways that we can do this. This principle is expressed through the ways we eat, the way we interact with nature, the way you arrange your homes, like feng shui. There's so many different ways that we can engage in our daily practice to help bring her online. And if any one of us want to feel called for, then we can go a step both further by engaging in meditation and going to sacred sites.
Incredible. Beautiful how we have those ancient, teachings that are still alive in the now, and how they assist us until we come into the form of to the level that we're at now spiritually, right? So how foundational they were in your awakening and understanding energy, and learning to really hone in on that energy and hold the space. And I also love to see all your Instagram, know all your Instagram journeys and the different places you go to. You live in the Chicagoland area like so it's beautiful. I see the images you share and then the different Tartarians we're going into the buildings, because that's what we're doing, right? We're going in and we're bringing in that organic blueprint back, those temples, those monuments. Well, first for that, you have to, close dark portals, call in your team, remove, if there's entities, demonic, whatever energies, you have to remove those, and then the organic blueprint can come back online. So thank you to everyone who's doing that on Earth, who understands that how sacred these, temples and buildings are. Thank you, for the work you're doing, everyone here. Phenomenal. And then, so was that all of you? Yes, all of you introduced. Beautiful. So let's see. So who would like to speak next? We could just go in whatever flow. Who wants to talk? Go ahead, Philip.
Mine's going to kind of relate to Tartaria, because what I forgot to say is I've trained as an architect. So in the UK, I practice as an architect, and it's really, really interesting because I know, AuroRa, you love the designs of some of the buildings you see in Chicago, which are Tartarian. It's really interesting in the English education system. It may translate to the American, but as an architect, if you come up with any ideas that are kind of classical, it's not necessarily as strict as that, but generally there's a sort of an encouragement to go with more the boxy, modern, kind of cutting edge, clean lines. And it's just really interesting, because I've heard a lot of people say, why do we not see many of these buildings like Tartarian designs around? But I think it's kind of shut down quite a lot in it's just interesting in some of the architectural schools, that sort of language, because it's seen as pastiche, it's seen as, just copying something that's historic and no longer of any value. But I just thought I'd throw that out there. But we are working on doing some sort of, some stuff that's very similar to Tartarian designs now, interestingly. But I'll just throw that out there.
Absolutely phenomenal. So in your professional experience, do you feel that the people now would be able to create something like amazing, like some of those cathedrals that are just the sacred geometry? It's just incredible.
I think the cost would be a challenge, but I do think there's an opportunity, like the Tartarians, their chimneys would be their energy receivers. I think we can start to introduce that into some of people's homes. I think that's quite viable and quite possible and easily achieved.
Yes, and it's also very interesting that like houses over 100 years old also had, was it the copper wire, I think, wiring in the walls, right? And then they removed all those, they yanked those out, and they put like whatever it is now. It's like, why did they go through such an effort to do that? But yeah, we talk about that.
And it's like the frequency of the bells would change from 432 to 440, but there's some really simple things you can do based on sacred geometry to harness energy so that it does affect and impact the land as well as our environments. It's fascinating.
Wow, beautiful. You think ideally everyone would love to have like a self-sustainable home that has some of these, etheric energies, like maybe some of the original, copper wiring that, Tesla coils and all that. I think it's so important too that as we're speaking about healing Tartaria and healing Mother Earth, is that we also, if we have like any old buildings that perhaps predate over 100 years old, and some of these even homes, they look like Tartarian, the different points and the way that they're set up. To go to those spaces, hopefully if no one owns them, you can go and help clear these spaces, and just with your love, really the whole, especially what Kim explained, like being those pillars of light and pushing out that energy that is still retained within these buildings that are older than 100 years old. But yeah, they're everywhere, as we have found out. So cool. Thank you, Philip. Anyone else want to say anything?
Aurora. So one of the things I wanted to talk about is that very early on, before I was more into feeling into who I am, I really had a lot of doubt to whatever I was doing was like, because I couldn't see anything, right? Often we're in these spaces, or we may not have that particular gift at that moment that we can see maybe with our third eye. And, I don't necessarily see pictures in my eye, my mind's eye, but what was explained to me was that when we are on the land, and I often kick my shoes off when I go on the land, and I put my feet on the land, and I know that my presence, and this is speaking to everybody who's listening to me now or in the future, that when you put your feet on the land and you have the intention to heal and to send love light, your codes are going into the land, into those spaces. By your physical presence, sometimes we need the human body to do that. And by you just being there and holding that space to do it, your guides, those who are around you, like you expressed to me yesterday, that in my session with you, is that Archangel Gabriel was with me most of this trip, right? So it's like the whisperings and the synchronicities of numbers. This is another way that she has communicated to me, because as I'm going down a highway, and I wanted to bring this up because you just released this video 2 days ago about the A.U.R.A regression with, I think it was entitled "She Who Holds," or time. It was something, stop time, she who stopped time. That was just released 2 days ago.
Yes,
But in her,
save time and space, I think it was called.
yes. Because in one of her lives, she talks about how she was she was placing minerals and crystals in Mother Earth because of a presence that was not so nice was coming, and it was very powerful. And she had lost her family and so forth in that mission. So what I wanted to let you know is that, kind of a bit of a rest of a story, is when I went through Arkansas, I didn't know I was going to salt caverns specifically. I was told that I would be coming across salt caverns and that I needed to go and basically send love light and reverse any kind of nefarious energies. So as I'm traveling down the highway, I come across a sign that says Merrimack Caverns. And I look at my clock and it's 444. And I'm like, oh, I am obviously supposed to go to this space. So I pull over, and I actually brought a tent with me on this trip. I set up a tent that night, thinking I was going to have to go into the caverns to clear space in the cavern. Well, what was actually told to me was that there's a Merrimack River that runs alongside. It's a 5-mile stretch of caverns. And that if I built a pillar of light that spanned across the river, that the molecules, as we know, holds about 450 packages, right, of memory per molecule, that all of that would go through the pillar of light and would transmute, and there will not be a place that those caverns will not be touched by the water, and that was a more effective way. So I did that, but it was a beautiful way to hear of what had just happened in this aura regression into my now space and time. It was like this beautiful confirmation. And so I just wanted to say, no matter what it is that you feel called to do, it's like, it's just an idea is what ends up happening. It's an idea that pops into your mind. And the next thing you know, you might be on your feed on your YouTube, and you might see a YouTube video on that same thing, and voila, that's like your parts of your puzzle. That spirit leads you along to the next place. I learned in a regression not too long ago. I have a dog with me. His name is Steele. He's a Chesapeake Bay Retriever. Raven might speak to this because I know she's with the animals. But I found out in this session that my dog was an angelic soul. It's really special. and has incarnated in this space and time to do these missions with me. He heals he actually is a grid repairer, and that when I'm on the land with him, he repairs and I amplify the energy. And that by his just roaming on the ground does those things. And I call in his higher self, because to me, he's just like being still. He's 15 months old. But I'm just saying that even our animals, we sometimes do not understand all what they are here to do. And he was divinely brought through a friend of mine who happens to be a breeder. And this is part of his mission. And this is something that we are doing together. So anyway, I just wanted to express that. Thank you.
I love that. That is so special. I am a vivid animal lover. We have plenty of kitties and puppies here at home, and every one of them brings a different puzzle pieces. And I see exactly what you're saying, Kim. I think you have really enticed and activated something in us, because whenever we are traveling, say with our animal companions, for those of you who do that, think about what are they really doing? What's the role that they're really doing next to you, and as they're walking with you or being with you or just on your everyday life, they're doing a lot more than what we realize. So yeah, some love and appreciation for them and their beauty. Thank you. Go ahead. You can go. Oh, you're muted, love. Kim, you're muted. Go ahead.
Sorry. What was explained to me is that their paws, when they hit the ground, it shoots energy into Mother Earth. And then as it lifts off, their paws lift off, Mother Earth's energy goes into their paws. So it's this cyclic thing that happens within their four paws. So I just wanted to share that. It's beautiful.
Exactly. Beautiful. And also, it would be even more powerful for you to sleep in the space. I feel like they directed you to sleep in that space, because you're not in your body at that point. You are traveling in your higher self form, and you are really going into those caverns astrally, right? And etherically. So that's where the work is being done. So then, yeah, you wake up the next day, you're like, okay, it's done. Taken care of.
Yes.
With that intention. Boom. You know?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Beautiful. And then we have a couple questions, and we have some comments. Oh, good. Someone said in the comments that they've read 50% of the book already. I wonder if anyone has completed the book. I did meet a couple people, maybe like a handful of people, who read book one, which was 700 pages in 24 hours. They couldn't put it down. They were just like, they barely ate. Just used the bathroom while they were reading. Yes. So yeah, let us know if you read the whole book yet. And then yes, oh, someone said that Latoya has the most vibrant smile. She does. Light just beams out from her everywhere. And then someone says, so nice to see you all, beautiful faces. And someone said, this a full moon is big, it's been showing up like a spotlight through the trees on their property. So excited for its fullness tomorrow. Ooh, get ready. Yes. As you all know, everything I do is for a divine purpose. So there's a purpose and why we're here. We're speaking in the ways that we can heal Mother Earth, and why you're listening to this, so that we can really just ripple that out into Earth in this eclipse time. And then someone else said to Philip, when he was speaking about joining the Isis Species course, we support you, bro. Cute. And then someone said the giants are just happy to see us coming. Oh, yes, right? Because we've seen those TikTok videos, them hiding. Yeah, for real. And then, but yes, the work that we do also on petrifying, right? Like we remote viewed what happened to Tartaria, right? Part 1 and part 2 home. Could we get any gigantic than that? We could, I don't know. Yes, we can, but incredible. And then they explained, right, how everything that happened. So we need to do the work on petrifying locations. And I think, Kim, you were mentioning how you went to the actual petrified forest, right?
Yep, the Petrified Forest. It's a Petrified Forest National Park. It's found in the northeast corner of Arizona. Yep. And there's a little space in there called Crystal Garden. It's like a 22-mile it's like scenic overlooks and spaces where they have it. And yes, it's like this petrified wood, which felt so connected. I felt, as I was looking out over this great, it almost looks like a little miniature Grand Canyon, right? In a lot of these spaces. But it was like, I felt so connected because as the earth is ascending, of course they are too. And they've been waiting a long time. So anyway, yes, this petrified wood. Yep.
That must be incredible. We'll have to all look at pictures until we could get there, but there must be a reason why they would, for example, target any location like that where literally they're, frozen in time, petrified. And sounds like we all need to go unpetrify forests or any location like this that's petrified. Yep. Thank you, everyone. So why did they freeze that? Okay. And then and someone else said, relating to what the homes are made of, we have red iron brick in South everywhere. Yeah, there's some strong energies and minerals within the red brick iron. And then how we can use those as conduits, right? The energy. Remember, even the wood, down to the wood, even if you have a wood home or brick, but I think brick would be more powerful to amplify that energy. And then someone says, some towns are more of hubs where the resets probably start each time. Yep, I agree with you. Okay, so does anyone need to add to what we've spoken already, or should we take questions? You want to add? Go ahead, Latoya.
I wanted to speak to the full moon that we're having tomorrow because the energy is just it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But I just want to remind everyone, as a way that we all can aid in this beautiful energy with healing Mother Earth, is for us all tomorrow, under the beauty of this full moon, to take a moment and release whatever it is within us, whatever inversions. Take this as a time to do shadow work. Allow this to be a time where you consciously release whatever inversions, be it a thought pattern that you're like, you know what, I don't want that anymore, or just whatever it may be, relationships with people or your relationships even with money. This is in the sign of Taurus, so thinking of even your jobs, 3D, anything of the material. So this is a beautiful time for us all to sit and light a fire if you can outside under the full moon. Light a beautiful fire. Take some time to have that sacred time, not only with yourself, but with Mother and Father as well, under the light of the full moon, and invite in your animal companions, invite in, your beloved ones, and use this as a time, if you can, to be within sacred circle, benevolently, of course, and within sacred boundaries, but allow this as a time for you to actually do the work that we're all speaking about. So it's not so much that we all have to consciously all the time know, exactly what we're doing in our higher self forms. Yes, it's amazing to know some of the work that we're doing, but understand and know that the impact that you have by, taking and consciously working with the moon energies in a benevolent way, not overstepping any boundaries, and certainly without harming none, but ensure that you are taking that time to, really connect and heal. It's time. It is so time. You're not a victim. None of us are. And that is what we do as we heal Mother Earth, is we regrid, as everyone has said. And that gridding is within us as much as it is within, the physicality, if you will, of Mother Earth. And so I just wanted to speak to that, AuroRa, because it's such a beautiful time for us all to, release those inversions within. Call in the archangels, call in, go back and look at some of the aura regressions that AuroRa has released. There's so much divine wisdom within them that aids us all, whether you are certified or not. You can go back, and as those beings are healing themselves, ask your higher self, if that is an inversion within me, please release that from me as well. So this is a time to really go back and look at the archangels' channelings as well. They speak of so much sacred knowledge. And I know even if you're not, certified, you may not know all of the alchemy, but you can connect with the essences within inside of you and ask. And that is what the full moon tomorrow invites us all to do, is to sit with the fire, get your candles if you need be, or light a fire outside, grab some of your crystals and, have some water. This is a time for water, and actually release. And then when you go in and you're ready to prepare for bed, take the time to sit in the tub or put your feet in some Himalayan salts and water, and let's really release and allow all of the elements within us to heal us and aid in healing our mother.
Beautiful. Thank you for channeling Divine Mother, Latoya. Thank you, Divine Mother.
Well, you're welcome.
As we just spoke through you. So special. Oh, I love that. That's just the most beautiful, perfect advice you just gave us for the eclipse. Thank you. Philip, you have your hand up, love. You can go.
Yeah, just a quick one, really. It's just for the dudes. If there's any, I mean, apparently 60-70% of guys are watching this. So what I'd say is don't be put off by the word priestess. Let's face it, in society, it's generally Mr. and Mrs. There's generally more of a leaning towards the guy comes first. Just the fact it says priestess, I think it's really honoring. It is priestess and priest. I think it's really honoring to the divine feminine. And let's face it, when things do shift, the reason things are going to shift is because we're there protecting, cheering on the divine feminine to use their genius to bring around creativity. So if you are watching, right, and you want to learn about sacred sex, you want to learn about magic animals, you want to learn about bilocating, telekinesis, it's a really fun course. And it's a bit like surfing waves, or it's just fun. So I just want to say, don't be put off by the fact it says priestess. It's no big deal. Women have had to put up with this for hundreds of years, coming second. So, it's perfectly right that it's priestess, priest. And just, I just wanted to share that, really. So over to you.
Thank you, Philip. Oh, this is so beautiful. The way you said it just made me go, thank you. That's right. Oh, we love beautiful divine masculines who are in their also, very connected and balanced with the feminine like that, right? And can own who you are. But you are exactly right. We are going to ascend up because the males are going to be there guarding and protecting the space for us. That's right. But we do that as well as females, but yes. And you'll learn that through book 2. Check it out. You'll really understand that. It seems like Philip already got the download though. All right, beautiful. Candy, do you want to go? Go ahead, love.
Thank you. I just wanted to share something. I divinely been asked for from my higher self, which is, of course, me, very connected to Tartaria and this earth, and multidimensionally. As I woke up, it just flowed and poured within me what to share. So I just wanted to read something really quick, if I could, please. Such beauty. Okay. I'll be looking down a little bit, but my heart will always be facing forward. So remembering is all about love. The truth is love. The frequency is love. You make love. You birth love as you are love. Remember, everywhere you look is love. Holding that beauty within your heart at all times, even when it is most difficult. Staying strong in love for others truly helps shift and change perspectives. It shifts and changes frequencies of hearts. When you're in a situation When you're encountering an individual that is not in their heart, but you choose to be in your heart and stay strong in there, it changes and shifts timelines. Your strong stance in your heart, filled with love for yourself, rippling out to all those around you, heals yourself, and in turn heals Mother Earth and all lifetime and space. All those that are not on their heart as well, but you choose to stay, it changes and shifts and heals Mother Earth on this beautiful, most divine mission. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you, Candace. That was so beautiful. Who was that, Yeshua or Mary Magdalene?
Ooh, definitely Yeshua.
I really feel his energy through every word you said.
Oh, there's just so much love pouring in. Just beauty for yourself, that love for yourself and that compassion for yourself first, and have that ripple out, just like everybody said today. So thank you.
Thank you, Candace, for channeling Yeshua for us. His words are always just admired and cherished. We could recognize that vibration and frequency anywhere. Thank you. Beautiful. Anybody else want to say? Go ahead, Nu.
Thank you. So I just want to touch about the importance of really sitting and working with the shadow, especially for tomorrow full moon. So I also felt a very deep connections with when I go into my womb, and how it's connected to the cave and the cavern systems within the earth. And what I've seen in my meditation was that as the earth is rising, the serpent energy, which embodies wisdom, our shadow, is also rising. And there's light that started to open up, but we need to assist her to open so that there's more light coming in, so that she can rise from the earth, from our womb to ascend. And yeah, with everybody who has like this, like struggling with working with the womb, like I feel you, because it's tough. It's just layers and layers trauma through generations, through different lifetime. But as we keep working on healing the womb, we are helping the earth herself. And also at the same time, if we go to different sites, so some of these I see them as like volcano waiting to be erupted, but there are certain sites that can use our assistance to open up that, so that when Mother Earth is making that transition, it's not going to cause that much disruption.
Beautiful. No, that was so special. I got a vision of it's a very important time to almost feel like ourselves, like the womb is completely embodying us, right? Our womb, our energy, to feel that energy come out from the womb. And same for the males, your creational energy, and to feel that, or specifically your specific womb where you were created from, that energy through the ether, the very first spark of flame that you ignited, and to call and invoke upon that, especially during eclipses, and then feel yourself in that beautiful plasmic sac of source womb space all around you all day long. How healing is that, huh? That's powerful. Thank you, Nu, for activating that in me. I never thought about it quite like that exactly, so that was powerful. Thank you. Go ahead, Raven. You have your hand up, love. You can go.
Yes. I wanted to speak a little bit about frequencies. While we are doing this ritual or whatever on the lunar eclipse, and you're getting rid of all the shadows, I want you to understand that we manifest through frequency. So if you're getting rid of shadows, get rid of those shadows and your feelings and raise your frequency for the Earth Mother. Raise your frequency for yourself, because when you manifest through frequency, and your emotions are connected to that frequency. And as you're raising your frequency, place your feet on the Earth Mother and ground yourself. Your frequency and the Earth Mother's frequency will connect together. And that is the most beautiful manifestation of all.
Beautiful, beautiful. Anybody else gonna add something, or should we take some questions? Thank you. And the way that you articulated every frequency and vibration through everything that you said was I felt emotions, yeah, in my heart through everything you said. Exactly. Breathe through every emotion, every frequency, and just shift, continue to shift, because eclipses are all about shifting, right? Okay, beautiful. All right, so we should take some questions, yeah? Cool questions? Okay, we should probably be another 15 minutes, you all, in case you're yeah, wondering how long. Thank you for everyone who's watching, beautiful souls who are in comments, and over the 40 that is watching now live to right now, the second. Thank you, we appreciate you and we love you. Okay, so let's see. So someone said, who or what inspired you to awaken? Ooh, I love that word. Y'all answer that? I answered that through all my interviews. How about you guys? Who or what inspired you to awaken?
For me, it was the chemtrails. 2013, finding out about the chemtrails and realizing what that was and what that meant. That was my shift in starting it.
Powerful, thank you. Go ahead, Kim, or you're just moving your hair. You go.
Like for me, I think it was just, I always knew I was a healer, but I didn't know in what way to, I guess, channel my creative abilities. So as I started to learn more about who I was, about how, like Raven spoke about, frequencies and vibrations and how that matches whatever that is, and to be mindful of it, that awakened. It's like the and crystals are what woke me up, because I was teaching place, during our space and time of that experience. I was teaching a hybrid, like in the school system, chemistry and physical science. And so when we came across a unit of frequency, vibration, and magnetics, I totally lit up, and I was like, because they talked about crystals, they talked about all these, sound vibrations, and which is why I also do sound healing, and then with crystal work, and why crystals are a certain vibration, which is why they do the specific properties that they have, and why they work and why they resonate. So for me, it was around that and about frequency and vibration.
Oh yes, Crystal will do that. Toya, you wanna go? Go ahead, Latoya.
For me, it was more of like my whole life has been about shadow work. People would always say, Latoya, why can't a conversation be easy? Can it just be yes or no? It's always been no, but there's also more, let's go deeper. And so, but my son, when I was pregnant, my son coming in, now it's time. It was go time. It was time to release and start to really go deeper, because I knew that there was more. And so I would say for me, it was more just motherhood really catapulted me. And then get into a place of just being sick and tired of whatever I was at that moment.
Beautiful. Go ahead, Raven.
Well, I would like to thank my grandmother for awakening me or training me, whatever it is, with our family medicine, and the fact that she taught us to honor our ancestors, because our ancestors are the ones who fought for us so we can be here today in this time and space. And I feel like I awaken in different levels all the time. I may have awakened as a young girl, and then as I grew and matured, I awakened to a different path. So I think that we may truly grow and awaken to different paths all the time.
Beautiful. Anyone else? Go ahead, Philip.
Yeah, I'm very similar to Raven. I'd say there's been steps, but I think that was quite a big awakening. Then I learned all about other things, which probably we have to go to Rumble to talk about. But I'd say I think I always knew as a kid there was something bigger, and I reckon there's loads of people listening, whether it's the recording or now, who are probably very, very similar. And the one thing I'd add is the things that I've learned. I know I'm going back to the course, but it is all part of the healing. The things I've learned on the course have enabled me to become what I call more crystalline, more organic. And what I've found is, as I've changed, I've become more aware of the other organic timelines. And that's really, I mean, there's even things like it's like in the Bible, I'm sure it was Lion and the Lamb, but it now in the Bible says the wolf and the lamb. And I'm like, when did that change? And I asked, anyway, I could go on about this for ages, but all I'd say is it was gradual, but it really changes as you change. And it's quite fascinating, but I'd say that's been a gradual change over, I don't know, I'm 52. So I'd say over, I don't know, 40 odd years. So
that was a moment in time where I've heard many woke up and started questioning, watching, trying to research whatever they could. So, even though it was oppressing, it did awaken many people. Thank you. And Nu, did you share? Go ahead.
Yeah, so for me, it's also a gradual shift, but the biggest catalyst is relationship with people, which entirely just collapsed my worldview at that point. And I just had a question, when that happened, that if I don't see this, what else do I don't know about? And then come back into that space of being humble and openness and having an open mind, and keep, asking questions. And then another one that also really activated me is my practicing martial arts. I'm very passionate about it. And then at some point, I just hit a roadblock. My movement becomes really flat and two-dimensional, and I can feel it inside my body. And then it's come back to the heart. So if you can, you have to relax. You have to open the heart to let the energy channel through. So that's how I'm here.
Beautiful. Latoya, did everybody go? Everybody go? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, beautiful. I guess I'll go. Who or what inspired me to wake up? My beautiful beloved husband, of course. Dolores was huge, but he was first before Dolores, actually. And the ways that he tested me and pushed me and inspired me in every way, which way he challenged me, that made me lift and lift every time. And the way that he has loved me and his infinite love is so beautiful. That helped me awaken and grow the way that, divine feminine should be honored, loved, and respected. And it's just his love is definitely what awoke in me, for sure. And then I woke him up 22 years later. So he is everything to me. I live to love him as he lives to love me. I went all romantic on you guys. Thank you. But yeah, let's see if we can take one more question. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what they have here. Okay, so we'll take one more question and then we'll conclude today. Thank you. So the question is, did any of you ever experience interference, like something or someone was trying to block you from your path? How did you know for certain that's what it was? How did you overcome it? Go ahead, guys. Would like to share. It's a good one. Go ahead, Kim.
So I have fairly unawakened immediate family members. I have 4 children and a husband. I've been married for 30 years. And actually, what I was explaining to AuroRa yesterday in my session, that I was guided to actually stop shielding with using them in my shields. Now they're in their 20s. And it was very, at first, uncomfortable to do that because they are your children, right? And my husband still, even as an unawakened person, but your love as a mother, right? And as a wife is to do that. But I felt that their inversions were actually infringing upon me, and it was tying me to them. And if I didn't do that, if I didn't break free of that, I would be stunted and I wouldn't be fulfilling some of the things I needed to do. And you confirmed that yesterday in my Akashic reading, that yeah, had I not done that, I probably would not have been on this trip. I would not have done some of these things. And so, yeah, to overcome it just means whatever that inkling is in your heart to do, to pay attention to that. If you feel a little bit of resistance, which you would because you're human, go into meditation, into your heart, and to come to a good space in order to do that. So for me, it was around my immediate family. And but the soul has a higher purpose, right? The soul, we know that these relationships are always ongoing. And so that doesn't mean they'll never wake up or what have you, but that was just my particular experience recently.
Thank you. Yes, a very important role you just showed us on the ways that the mission is the grandest, ascension is the grandest. And the truth is that sometimes when you let people, you're doing this selflessly. This is the most selfless act you can do, is if someone's choosing not to wake up because you need to accomplish your mission. And if you have that density tied to you, you cannot complete it because they hold you back. So, but we could always still send love, right? We can send love. We can do shields and send them over to us. And if they want them, they can accept them because it is their choice and they're sovereign and they're free. And we have to respect their choices, no matter what they are. So yeah, I admire you, Kim, and anyone who is working through life and listening to the knowing and the intuition that's being given to us, and then understanding that it is for the highest good, and most importantly for the highest good of Earth and creation. And that is actually the number one challenging decision, Kim, everyone has, but for the most people are like, more of the not so much like the spouse or the children. Oh, actually, no, it's pretty close, but it's the outside people that they have to create boundaries with. But yeah, to raise in vibration, very important. Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Kim. You can go, Philip.
Yeah, I'll keep mine short to give everyone a bit more space. But yeah, just to echo what Kim said, the times I'd say follow your heart. Keep it really, really simple. Follow your heart. Your heart is so intelligent, and there's more signals that go from the heart to the brain than there are from the brain to the heart. That's science. And I'd also say, as a guy, it is actually important to follow your heart. But the program in the world basically is, intellect's great. I think it's good, but it tends to be more predominant in society. It's got to be here. You got to think it through. Actually embody yourself in your heart and you'll get through most of the challenges and find space and a place to be able to rest and listen. And that is how I've got through most of my challenges. So I echo what Kim said there.
Beautiful. Thank you. Who else wants to share? Go ahead, Latoya. You can go.
Mine come in with a cousin, a family member. And at the time, I didn't realize the amount of doubt that, family, extended family can send you, especially as you start to, you're manifesting your organic timeline. And then you notice how individuals start to, try and get you to make another choice and, continue to play the inverted game. So mine wasn't just the cousin, but it was also really good girlfriends and other people that were around me that I absolutely loved. But what was clear, and I remember I had a conversation with everybody that I loved, everybody. And I said, look, I have to save my soul. And as I am on this process of saving my soul, I love you, I do, but I have to do this for me. It was about, I understood that I needed to love myself enough and I needed to understand that I was worthy of, being on my organic timeline. Now, at the time, I didn't understand that. I didn't use that language, but that's exactly what it was. It was me understanding and saying, I'm worthy enough and I want you to come along. Come on, you're welcome. But in order for you to join me, you're going to have to do the work as well. And yes, I was diverted off of my path slightly because I had someone who I thought they were on the path with me and we were going to do this together. And they were more on an inverted path of spirituality, and getting around people with false light, which was a lesson for me so that I could learn to pay attention to that. So I'm very grateful for the experience. But yes, I have experienced that. And then, but that's what led me to AuroRa. Had all of that not occurred, I would not have found AuroRa and made the, Google search that I did. And the video pops up and I look and I'm like, okay, she's true. I could feel I resonated with her energy without even starting the video. And once I did, I knew I'm on my path now. I'm back. And of course, the inversions and the inverted people will still try to come back. And they did, and I remember they asked, Latoya, are you going to make this choice to, get yourself stuck? And I said, absolutely not. And, and I remember someone even asked me one time, Latoya, do you think that God is only he? And I said, no, in fact, that's not correct. And I started to find that naturally I was saying things and really sharing the truth that I always knew. And so I would just say, trust yourself. Know that you already know the answers. They're already within you. You've had them all along. It's now time for you to be able to have that courage and know that you can, go on this path and it's their choice whether they want to come along with you. But if they don't, love them. What I wish I would have known when I was in that moment with whomever asked this question is I wish I would have in that moment remembered that by sending them love and continuing to love on them right where they were, that when the time came, that they would find whatever it is that they needed that resonated with their heart. I thought I had to lose everybody. And that's what hurts when you're in that moment, is I thought I had to. And for a period I did. There was a time where my journey was just me and AuroRa by video. AuroRa became my news. She became my weekly checkup, my daily checkup, my girlfriend when I felt like that I needed somebody to talk to, I would pop on a video. So there was a time where, yes, there was that journey. I had to go at it alone. Remember, you can go at it alone for a time, but now those who really want to try, they will start to inquire and you'll be strong enough when they're ready so that you can give them guidance, so that you can share with them. But there is a period where it does get lonely. You have to do this alone because it's you doing it for you. Nobody's going to save you. You are so strong. You can do it yourself. You've got this. And that's what I had to learn for me.
Oh, you're inspirational, Latoya. make sure you guys go check all of these beautiful practitioners out under the directory. The majority of them, I believe, do practice publicly, but some of us just practice for our family and for the land, right? And healing Tartarian buildings and for petrified forests. So yeah, but otherwise you can find them publicly in the public directory, aurapractitioners.com. Go check them out, you all. Beautiful. All right, Nu, you can go, love.
Yes, so I want to add as another layer for that is apart from the physical interaction, I'm really struggle with protecting myself during dream time, and also it's more like engaging with energetic infringement when I watch videos or movies. And so with that, I have, there's a lot of like interference, and I have to go through that, which was, not pleasant at all. But it's similar to what Latoya said, like you have to go through that to develop the heart discernment, to figure out what is true and what is not. So for me, like and also it's very important because with energetic attack, they are latching on your desire, but the desire is not pure. So if your desire is pure and it's in alignment with God consciousness, they cannot latch onto them. And so once there is a that understanding is anchored in you and your heart is open, then during dream time you will have more control. So I have entities coming in pretending to be angels, spirit guide, and even you, Aurora. Like there's this lady that come in trying to like teach me stuff. And then, but I am able to recognize that. I'm not gonna go into details on how I can do that. But in the dream, because of the teaching and the transmission that you gave out, I'm able to discern, and I'm just like, okay, peace out. I don't have to listen to you, and I just move on to another dream. Versus before, I would get so confused, I would get just freak out, and my real spirit guide would have to wake me up so that I don't like intake those information. But whether it's physical or in the astral realm, it's all about the heart, listening to the heart.
Thank you for sharing that. Yes, dream times, even dreams can be messed with, infringed upon sometimes, even if we do our shields. It can happen. What if we missed a little negativity here, a little something here, and it's okay, or a lot of those could be directly, basically inverted timelines we're removing. So yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Nu. Exactly, following your heart, listening to your heart. Okay, beautiful. And so yeah, who else needs to go to answer that question? Did we answer all the question? We're good? All right. Yeah. All right, beautiful. Oh my goodness, this is incredible. So if you love this video, I'm really we did this maybe like a month and a half ago, I think. Time is really weird to me, but I think it was a month and a half ago. If you really like this video, you'd love to see these beautiful healers who are there under AuroPractitioners.com, or who have done whatever course or so on, or are practitioners for the collective in any form, and you want to hear from them. Or remember, Isis Priestess course, Akashic, they've also, so the majority of them had done both, or some of them just have done one of those courses. Again, November 1st, open enrollment is under Patreon. Go sign up for those courses. You love their energy, you're going to love everyone that's in that site. They're so beautiful. So if you like this, let me know in the comments, and I will go ahead and ensure that we do this at least a month and a half. As you know, I have so much content going out every week that it's like hard for me to squeeze in videos like this, but we can do it. So if you do like it and want to hear more of these beautiful souls, and I'll try to change it around so that it's different people every time as much as possible. So Write in the comments and I'll ensure to squeeze that in every about month and a half, you all, okay? All right, thank you for supporting us in every which way. Make sure I'll add their links later on in the comments so you guys can check them out. Thank you for being you. Thank you for healing Mother Earth, healing Tartaria, healing all our past inverted timelines, Atlantis, every bit of that, and saving the children. Everything we're doing, you all. I am in infinite gratitude for you and your beauty. I am so proud of you. I love you. I love you. I love you. You're beautiful. We all send you a beautiful wave of love. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Go purchase book 2 and read it. All right, love you. I'll see you guys around. See you next Friday. I'll be at a retreat, so you won't see me next Friday. So you'll see me after that, okay? All right, I love you all. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Thank you.